Warning, if you're allergic to long-form content, don't watch this video. The rest of you who stayed, enjoy. Well, I had a script for this, but I don't think I'll need it. My phone is fine, just saying. Hello there, and welcome to the games I've played tier list. If you're like me, then you've probably had dozens of different kinds of experiences in video games, from very good ones to very bad ones. And that made me think, maybe I should tier list these experiences. And that is exactly what I am doing in this video. I will be tier listing about 70 games in this video, mainly from Steam and Epic Games, but also EA, Ubisoft Connect and some other exceptions. And without further ado, let's begin. Okay, now that we're here, we have all these games. So let's start. First one is 7 Days to Die. It's been quite a long time since I've played it, but from multiplayer games and zombie games, it's one of the weaker ones. So I'd give it like a B probably. There's some better ones, let's just say that. Next we have Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Now this is like a controversial one, kind of I guess, because some people don't like it and some do, like me. I think it's quite an okay game, but I haven't had other Assassin's Creed experiences, but I think Syndicate is quite good. The stealth aspect of it is pretty good, honestly. So I'd put it in like B as well. It's kind of like in the middle, honestly. Okay, but now we're going to go to car games for a second, with the first one being Assetto Corsa. The only thing I remember from Assetto Corsa is No Hesi, and No Hesi is a mod for Assetto Corsa, so the only thing that makes it good in my opinion is a mod, so I'd give it like a C. Next up though, we have Automobilista 2, which I think is quite the same. I mean, it's just driving around in circles and that's it. So yeah, that's also getting a C. But this game I have to make a whole other tier for, because this is just sad, and some other games are going to be in here as well, but that doesn't matter. Apex Legends going to F. Apex Legends is just, in my opinion, a god-awful game. I do not know who thought it would be a good idea to make this game, and maybe it was good once, but right now it is just bad. It is just bad. Next up we have BattleBit Remastered though. Compared to the Battlefield games, the Battlefield games are better. BattleBit is the worse version. I mean, tons of people were like, oh, this is like a competitor for like Battlefield 2042, which I haven't played 2042, but I don't know, man. Maybe it was better than 2042, but definitely nowhere close to the Battlefield games that I have played. So I think I'll put it in like C or B. I think I'll put it in B, because in reality it is like an okay game. I mean, it runs smooth, which is good. That's like a point for it, I guess. But next up we have Battlefield 3. Now the thing with this is, I'd put it in like A, but the server shut down recently, so that's like an L for the game. But the campaign of it is pretty damn good. I've played the campaign, I haven't played the multiplayer, so Battlefield 3, pretty much the campaign, is getting a B because they shut down the multiplayer. Coming up we have Fishing Planet, which, if I wanted to go fishing, I'd do it in real life, so D tier. Dirt Rally 2 though. Well boy, I really like that game. Dirt Rally 2 is actually quite an enjoyable game in my opinion. But yeah, Dirt Rally is an A tier, S tier game. I think rather S tier actually, because Out of all the car games that I've played, it's definitely the best one. I just really like rallying. So yeah, S tier is very fair in my opinion. To not stop with the car games, I'll just drop a couple of these up here. Next up we have BeamNG Drive, which, considering how much I've played it, I should have I think I have like 1,000 hours. I should like put it in God tier, but I'd step it all the way down to A tier just because it's kind of become like annoying. I don't really enjoy it anymore. It's become very boring, yeah, so yeah, A tier I think is fair. Mud Runner though is pretty enjoyable and I think I'll put it in S tier. I like that game and I recently bought SnowRunner as well, so I'll try that game out as well at some point. Euro Truck Simulator 2, I wouldn't say it's really S tier, but it is really good. I think I'll put it in A tier together with the BeamNG because I don't really play Euro Truck that often. Yeah, last time I played it was like a month ago, so yeah, I don't really play that at the moment. It's like a casual game rather and gets repetitive at some point. Fall Guys though is not a favorite of mine and I think I'll put it in like C tier because it's not as bad as like Apex or Fishing Planet. There's so many better options in my opinion. Next up though we have Security Breach, which out of all of the FNAF games I actually think that this is the weakest of them all, considering it's a horror game. For like an open world exploration game with a hint of horror, it's definitely the best one, but considering that it's not even slightly scary, I'll put it in like C tier. Fortnite though, I will not give it any mercy, this is going in F. If you want to complain about it going in F, you can do that in the comments, but this I think is completely fair because Fortnite is doing so many bad choices recently, like adding so many new modes, like for example the first person CSGO copy, like Reload and all that. Reload is like good, but just the whole multiverse thing, it just doesn't fit Fortnite. I mean, like what happened? What happened, bro? So yeah, it's going to sit there together with Apex because yeah, I do play it with friends, but I never play it alone anymore. Next up though we have Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Stealth wise, very good. Story wise, absolutely awful. I'm putting it like in B tier because there's a better version of it, which is Wildlands, and that's going in A tier because the fact that you have to take down a drug cartel either alone or with your teammates is sick. Breakpoint, its story doesn't even come close to Wildlands' story. Seriously, not even close. There's like no way. So yeah, I think that's fair. Helldivers 2 though is going in S. It is Helldivers 2, even though they had all of that drama a couple months ago, they did a crazy comeback. I mean, they added the Illuminates recently, which were also in Helldivers 1. It looks sick, but I cannot play it because it's not available in Estonia anymore for some weird reason. But I don't think that matters because I like this game so much that it just deserves an S tier, you know. Okay, next up we have Human Fall Flat. How do I explain this? With friends A tier, without friends F, or like D. So I'll put it in like A because with friends it is just so much fun. I mean, like me and my friends finished the whole game and it was just, we had a blast. Next up though is Hunter Call of the Wild. My friends like it. I think it's quite a basic game though, and I'll put it in B. It's not anything special really, it's just a hunting game, and I don't know, if I were to play something with shooting, I'd rather play Battlefield. Next we have Metro 2033. S tier, obviously. I made a whole like video, which was like 1 hour, about the Metro series, and I still love the saga just as much as I did like back then. Metro Last Light also S. That's because I feel like 2033 and Last Light are quite the same, but Metro Exodus, well, Metro Exodus is like a different kind of game, bro. It is like a different breed. It is one of 2 games that I have made the God tier for, and it is going in the God tier because it is still my favorite game. I mean, seriously, I still consider it my favorite game of all time. Amazing game. I mean, the emotions in there. I can play it like for 4 more times, and I think that Miller's death will still be sad for me. It is just that good. Yeah, God tier. Next up we have GTA 5, which, just like Human Fall Flat, is a very good multiplayer game, but this is the best multiplayer game. And it's getting an S tier because there's just no other way about it. I mean, GTA 5 has been such an influential game in every gamer's life. I mean, all of the memes and all of the before GTA 6 stuff, I mean, or like the fact that GTA 5 is already 10 years old. Just because it's such a good multiplayer game, I'll put it in S. Now though, we probably have the game that every gamer has played, which is Minecraft. Minecraft is like a very important part of my life, I guess. I played it since I was like 8 when I got a laptop for the first time, and it is going in S tier. I mean, can't even argue about it. I just love Minecraft so much, even though I don't enjoy it as much as I did back then. Up next though, we have Multiverses, which I have mixed feelings about it. It's kind of like a Super Smash Brothers copy, but it isn't. It's like Super Smash Brothers with Disney characters. And I think I'll put it in C tier because it's a little bit lower than average for me. I mean, it's quite fine. For a fighting game, if you don't... Since Nintendo wants to be like an ass about it and not put their games on PCs, this is like the best alternative, I guess, but I just don't play those kinds of games. Next though, we have Just Cause 3, which is an S tier game, of course. I love Rico Rodriguez, and blowing up stuff in that game is so sick. I mean, it is so well done, that game. Like, seriously. I don't know, man. That 50 hours that I've played it for, it's all very much worth it. Okay, but now we have Kingdom 2 Crowns, which is a very nice casual game. It's visually very, very beautiful. Might be one of the most beautiful games I've seen, but I wouldn't put it like in S. I'd probably put it in like A, which is still high. A tier purely because there's just better choices. If I want to play like a casual game, I'd probably play Minecraft, but also like games like Metro is also like a casual game for me at this point because I'm like already that good in it. Yeah, I think A tier is quite fair. Right, next up we have Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered. I think it's quite okay, but I've played it for like 40 minutes, 30 minutes. So this is going into the haven't played enough because I need to play it more before I can actually safely say if it's good or bad. Besides like the graphics and like the feel of it, I can't say much about it. Like the graphics, they're old because it's an old game, you know, but it's not that bad. But the One-Armed Cook though, well, I have some great experiences with that game. I mean, I've played this with friends a couple times and it's very, very fun. I mean, it is such a hilarious game. And I think this is going in S tier because something about multiplayer games is just so good, you know. Multiplayer games are just really fun in my opinion. Okay, but next up we have a very interesting multiplayer game in my opinion, and that is the Outlast Trials. It is a horror game and I really like it. Just like the original, I think I'll put it like in A tier. I think that's pretty fair because there's a better horror game, and that is Lethal Company, which is going in S tier because when I first played it, it was terrifying, but also hilarious at the same time. And if you play with mods, it is even better. I mean, if there's an update, then the game will always stay fun, in my opinion. It is just that good. But Hearts of Iron 4 will not get anywhere near there. I'm giving it an F. And I'm also giving an F, where is it? To War Thunder. And I have two reasons. War Thunder, I've seen people get very addicted to it. And that's the only reason why. Because there's so many transactions and like pay to win stuff in there that just make me despise it. But in War Thunder, if you want to get somewhere, you know, like a little bit faster, instead of spending 300 hours to get like everything for free, you can just pay like $80 or something like that to get everything like immediately, and that is just horrible in my opinion. And Hearts of Iron 4, it's not because it's a complicated game. If I just wanted to learn it, I could, but it's rather the fact that I just don't like those types of like strategy games. I've never enjoyed like strategy like games like that where you have like this map and then you have to like conquer areas. I just don't like that. It's not my kind of game. What is my kind of game though is Pacific Drive, which I just recently finished actually, and I even 100%ed it. And surprisingly, it is one of those games that I think is on the same level as Metro Exodus. It is that good. The story is just magnificent, honestly. I'm putting it in godly tier, it is just that good. Next up though, we have Portal 2. I played it for like half an hour. Since the story is apparently really good, I would rather put it in haven't played enough, because I do not want to like disrespect the game when I haven't even played it enough, you know. Reft, I think I'll put it in either A or B, but since it's really fun, I'll probably put it in A tier. Yeah, it's a really fun game. I mean, just messing about with your friends on a raft in the middle of like a massive ocean is, the concept of that is so cool, and it's hilarious as well. Ready or Not will also go in S. I just love the stealth and the tactical aspect of Ready or Not, and the fact that you're this US like SWAT unit. It's giving me like Helldivers vibes, you know, like for freedom and like for democracy stuff. So that's S tier. Next up though, we have Stalcraft, and that will definitely not go that high. It is by far the worst version of Stalker. It's just a Stalker and Minecraft like copy. Like it feels like a Minecraft Stalker mod. So I'll put it in like D, I think. Next up, we have NASCAR Heat 5, and that will go in F. There's no argument about it, it's just bad. It's just a bad game. But next up, we have TF2 or Team Fortress 2. I think it's quite a basic shooter, so I'll put it in B. I used to play it on my laptop because it was one of the only games that actually ran on it, and I don't think I'd really give it anything higher than B. So yeah, I think that's quite a fair rating. The finals though, the finals are pretty damn fun. I mean, together with Ready or Not and some other shooters, it is the most fun that I've had in a shooter. I mean, seriously, like, it's like Just Cause 2. I mean, you can blow almost everything up on all of the maps. If you want to, or if you have time, you can literally level the whole map. And that is sick, and that is deserving of an S, in my opinion. Tomb Raider though, it is like almost an S, but I have to give it an A tier because it is a little bit short in my opinion. I mean, it could be a little bit longer, you know. I think it's like 13 hours. If it was like 20, then I would probably put it in S tier if those 20 hours were good, you know. Because I remember the beginning and all of the bosses are like the monsters and stuff. They were so cool, like they are absolutely sick. And that's why this is going in A tier, because it is nearly S, but not quite. And up next we have the other Outlast, the original. Out of all horror games, this is my favorite one. It is very well made, and it kind of makes me want to play the second one. The only thing that I don't like is that the main character died in the end, because some stupid guy in a wheelchair, like, I don't know, got his reinforcements and killed him. That sucks. Because of some things that I don't like in Outlast, but because it is scary as hell, I'll put it in A tier. Trackmania Nations Forever is the next game, and I'll probably put it in like D. It's a really boring game, in my opinion. I mean, there's not much to do. You can like do races. It's a very arcadey game, and I like games like Dirt Rally and BeamNG purely because Dirt Rally is like a mix of arcadey and realistic, and BeamNG is purely realistic, and I like it because of that. And that might be a reason why some arcadey racing games just aren't for me. Next though, we don't have a car game, but we have Valorant, and that is going right next to Fortnite and Apex because it is just horrible. I mean, I just don't enjoy it. Spider-Man Miles Morales though is pretty damn good, but where is it? Spider-Man 1 is much better. Spider-Man Miles Morales is an A for me, and Spider-Man 1 is an S. Just because Spider-Man 1 is the perfect length in my opinion, and the story of it is really good. Spider-Man Miles Morales' story is also really good, but it's just a little bit too short. I do really like both characters. I think Miles Morales and Peter Parker are both really good. Especially Miles Morales is like Venom attacks and those electricity stuff. I mean, he has so many really cool abilities, you know. Now though, we have the real Stalker game, the first one actually, Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl. This is going in S tier. It is an amazing game. I mean, seriously. I really want to play Stalker too, because playing Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl it makes me excited for Stalker 2, and even though I don't have the money for it, I know that one day I'll play it. One day. Anyways, next up we have one game that I do not like, and that is The Forest. The Forest is getting a C from me. I'd put it lower, but I am kind of remorseful, and I like the story, but because I don't at all like the game itself, because it is way too survival-y for me. I like the kinds of survival games where all you have to do is just, check your water level and food level, but you don't have to actually craft anything to get food or to get water. You just have to, loot bodies and stuff like that. That is so much better in my opinion. Next we have the only LEGO game that I've played on PC, and that is Jurassic World. Sadly, I have to keep it somewhere low here, because it didn't work. I played it for like 7 minutes. I was at the goddamn Velociraptor cage thing where they were like yelling "Shooter!" Because I don't know why, but it didn't let me like pick stuff, or like either I didn't understand the puzzle. I think I did, but it said that I have some sort of objective and I couldn't even do that objective, so it's getting like a C from me, because I do believe it's a good game. Right, next we have Submerged Hidden Depths. Another casual game. I don't really think anything much about it. It's quite an okay game, I guess. I'll put it in like B. I think B tier is fair. I just haven't played it, in a while. I finished it because it's like 6 hours only, and that was a while ago when it was like for free on Epic Games. Even now, on the winter break, they're giving away a bunch of free games, and I pray that there will be a good game that I don't have yet. Next up though, we have SCP Secret Lab. Out of all multiplayer games that I've played, this is the worst one. It's going in like D. And when I say multiplayer games, I'm not counting the 3 shooter games that are in F. Yeah, you will probably know what I am talking about. Next up we have Generation Zero. Generation Zero. Next up we have Generation Zero. How the fuck? Kuidas ma praegu ei oska Generation Zero? Next up we have what the fuck, bro? Generation Zero. I got it, okay. it's an okay game. There are much better options in my opinion, and though the concept of like robots taking over Sweden is pretty damn cool, I'll put it in B tier. I kind of feel like remorseful again, because I think that the game is actually good if I just played it more. But the next one, which is Volcanoids, I definitely have no remorse with this. It is going into F tier. It did not meet my expectations. I should not have expected anything from this game. I thought it was like the trailers, it was like amazing and like epic and stuff, but I played it for 2 minutes and I already knew that this would not be a good game for me to play. And the next game is NFS Heat. Again, as I mentioned before, I don't enjoy arcade racing games, so this is also not going to be very high. I'll put it in like C. It got very repetitive and I just got bored of it very quickly, like in 4 or 5 hours. Next we have Severed Steel. I'd rather play Ghost Runner. They're kind of similar. I'll put this in like C as well. Next up we have Star Wars Squadrons. I think I'll put it in C as well. Haven't played it in a while and probably will not play it again because it's not anything special either. Next we have Warframe. Warframe I think is quite a good game for a free game. It is really good, so I'll give it an S because it's a very enjoyable game and I played it alone. Apparently it's really good with friends as well, so I think it's deserving of an S. But oh boy, next up we have The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. This game is getting God tier. These are my 3 God tier games. There's no other game from the rest that we have will be God tier. These are the only God tier games that I've ever played. They are actually magnificent. After playing the DLCs of Witcher, I have realized that it is a magnificent game, and everybody should play it. I mean seriously, it is God tier, and there's no other way about it. X-Defiant though will not go anywhere up there because Ubisoft made some bad decisions and it is being shut down already. So this is going in F because it is a big L for Ubisoft in my opinion. Next up though we have Battlefield 5 and 1, and I have my opinions with these. Battlefield 1 is the superior version of Battlefield 5, so it's going in S tier, and Battlefield 5 is going in A tier in my opinion, because Battlefield 1 is a bit more action-packed, and I like that it's mainly just about infantry, like weapons, guns, men running around with rifles and stuff like that, because it's World War I, it's like technology is not yet advanced enough for planes and stuff to be that good, and I just feel like that's nice. I like that because I don't really enjoy the planes and tanks of Battlefield 5. So yeah, I think this is a fair rating on both. Buckshot Roulette though is pretty damn good, I think. Not exactly S tier, but it is deserving of an A tier. Mainly because it is a small game, but it's really fun, and because an Estonian made it, and it went very big. Hopefully he got a lot of money out of this, I hope. Next up though we have Content Warning, which is just the worse version of Lethal Company. I think it's like an B tier. Lethal is just better, though Content Warning is also fun with friends. CSGO 2 though, or CSGO, is one of those games that I only enjoy with friends, used to enjoy, because I don't even play it anymore. But I would rate it higher than Fortnite. I'll give it like C, because it's a simple game. It is very simple. I mean, the formula of it has stayed the same for a decade already. And I think that is a smart idea to do. Unlike Fortnite, which I just feel they should have made better choices. But yeah, CSGO will still be in C. Enlisted, though, is kind of like Battlefield, but it's not as good as Battlefield, so I'll put it in B. It's still like action-packed and I like it. But since it's free, you know, it's not, the budget wasn't as high, obviously. But it is still a good game, though. Oh boy. Last but not least is Dying Light 1. I love this game. I truly do really like it. It's going in S tier. It is a very enjoyable game and I really like it. I mean, genuinely, it's very entertaining, the story is so good, and I heard that Kyle Crane is coming back, which I want to see that. I do not understand how. I thought he had turned into a zombie, because that's considered the true ending of it, where he, I believe, takes that vial and turns into a zombie. Yeah, I don't know how those... Apparently some doctors did tests on him and tortured him. So I guess, I don't know, maybe they somehow reversed the zombie thing. So yeah, basically he became like a test subject. But Dying Light 1 S tier, which concludes the whole of my games I've played tier list. If you want to, you can look at all of this, think about it a little bit, and then consider it either good or bad. And if you do not like this, too bad, because this isn't a public tier list, so you will not be able to tier list these games yourself. Which means that this tier list, even though it's my opinion, it is completely correct. But that concludes the games I've played tier list. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.